love, obsession, and the dangerous line that separates them. These are the driving forces in Obsessively Yours, a captivating tale of intense passion and psychological turmoil. What begins as an innocent attraction soon spirals into a dark obsession that threatens to consume everything in its path. This psychological romance grips the reader from the first page and doesn't let go. The characters are flawed, complex, and deeply human, making this story an unforgettable experience. Are you ready to dive into a world where love is not just a feeling but a force, capable of changing everything? The beginning, a quiet life shattered. Erica Thompson, a young woman in her mid-20s, lives a simple and quiet life. She is a bookworm, spending her days working at a local bookstore and retreating into her world of fiction and solitude. Erica has always preferred a life of peace, away from the chaos of relationships and the noise of social circles. Her closest friends are her books, and her greatest companion is silence. But her life is turned upside down the day a new neighbor moves in across the street. Elijah Sinclair is everything Erica is not. He is charismatic, outgoing, and effortlessly charming. The kind of man who walks into a room and instantly commands attention. His smile is magnetic, his voice soothing, and yet there's something unsettling about him. He seems to know more about her than she is comfortable with, and his interest in her grows almost immediately. At first, Erica dismisses his attentions as innocent, even flattering, but deep down, she can't help but feel drawn to him in a way she can't explain. Their first few encounters are casual and polite. A neighborly greeting here, a chance meeting in the coffee shop there. Erica tries to keep her distance, but Elijah's presence is impossible to ignore. The more she sees of him, the more she becomes fascinated by him. There's something about him that seems to pull her in, something that makes her feel as though she's always been meant to cross paths with him. It's a feeling she can't quite put into words. Is it love? Or is it something more dangerous, something that lingers in the shadows of her mind? The attraction turns into obsession. As time passes, Erica becomes more and more obsessed with Elijah. At first, she tells herself that it's just infatuation, that it's normal to be curious about someone new in town. But her fascination begins to morph into something darker, something more consuming. Elijah's every move seems to dominate her thoughts. She finds herself waiting for his texts, replaying their conversations in her mind, and even keeping track of his comings and goings in a way that borders on obsessive. And Elijah, he seems equally intrigued by her. He watches her from his window, sends her cryptic messages, and leaves small, thoughtful gifts at her doorstep. At first, she is flattered. His attention makes her feel special, wanted, and desired in a way she has never felt before. But as the days go by, Erica begins to feel uneasy. What started as harmless admiration quickly escalates. Elijah begins to invade every part of her life. He's always there, at the bookstore where she works, at the coffee shop she frequents, even outside her home when she's least expecting him. He makes himself indispensable, inserting himself into her daily routines in a way that feels both comforting and suffocating. He starts to dominate her thoughts, and no matter how hard she tries to focus on other things, she can't shake the feeling that she's always being watched, always being pursued. But it's not just the physical proximity that disturbs Erica. It's the intensity of Elijah's gaze, the way his eyes linger on her, as though he can see right through her. The deeper Erica gets involved with Elijah, the more she realizes that there's something not quite right about him. He's charming, yes, but there's a darkness lurking beneath the surface. He doesn't just want her love, he wants to possess her. Elijah's love is not just affection, it's control. The web tightens. As their relationship progresses, the situation becomes more complicated. Erica's initial feelings for Elijah were innocent, perhaps even romantic. But as Elijah's obsession with her intensifies, Erica begins to feel trapped. He begins to manipulate her emotions, making her feel guilty for not reciprocating his feelings in the same way. He makes her believe that she's the one pulling away, that it's her fault that they can't be together. Elijah plays on her insecurities, using her kindness and compassion against her to get closer to her. Erica is torn between her desire for freedom and her growing attachment to Elijah. She knows something isn't right, but she also feels helpless in the face of his constant attention. His manipulation is subtle at first, but it grows more overt as time goes on. He starts to control where she goes, who she talks to, and even what she wears. He tries to isolate her from her friends and family, convincing her that they don't understand their connection. She's his, and in his mind she always will be. The more Erica tries to break free from Elijah's grasp, the tighter his hold becomes. Every attempt to distance herself from him is met with resistance. Elijah becomes increasingly possessive, and the line between love and control begins to blur. Erica realizes that she is no longer in control of her own life. She has become a pawn in Elijah's twisted game of obsession. The relationship that once felt magical now feels suffocating. And Erica's sense of self begins to erode as she becomes more and more consumed by Elijah's presence. Revelations and realizations. As the months go by, Erica begins to uncover more about Elijah's past. She learns that he has been through a series of failed relationships, each one more destructive than the last. Elijah's obsession with her is not an isolated incident. It's part of a pattern that he has followed for years. His need to control and possess has led to the destruction of every meaningful relationship he has ever had. But despite the red flags, Erica can't bring herself to walk away from him. Her love for Elijah is real, but it's tangled with fear, guilt, and a growing sense of powerlessness. She begins to question herself, her feelings, her choices, and her ability to break free from the relationship. Can love survive in the face of obsession? Can she save herself from Elijah's grip? Or is she doomed to live in his shadow forever? The breaking point. The breaking point comes when Erica finds herself on the edge of losing everything. She has lost her sense of identity, her independence, and her ability to make decisions for herself. Elijah's hold on her is now so strong that she feels she can't breathe without him. The final straw comes when Elijah reveals just how far he is willing to go to keep her by his side. He is willing to destroy everything, including the people Erica loves, in order to keep her close. Faced with the ultimate choice, Erica must decide whether to continue living in the suffocating grasp of Elijah's obsession or to break free and reclaim her life. The emotional and psychological toll of her relationship with Elijah has been overwhelming, and she knows that the only way to survive is to let go of him once and for all. But doing so is easier said than done. Elijah's obsession with her has reached a fever pitch, and leaving him means risking everything. In a final dramatic confrontation, Erica stands up to Elijah and takes back control of her life. She confronts him with the truth of his behavior, refusing to let him manipulate or control her any longer. It is a moment of reckoning for both of them, and the culmination of everything that has led up to this point. Elijah's reaction is unpredictable, and the consequences of Erica's decision are far-reaching. Will she be able to escape his obsession? Or will she be forced to live with the consequences of loving someone who was never capable of loving her back? The aftermath of Erica's decision is just as tumultuous as the relationship itself. She struggles to rebuild her life, but the scars of her time with Elijah remain. She must learn to trust herself again, to rebuild her relationships with the people she pushed away, and to find her own path without the constant shadow of Elijah's obsession hanging over her. But even as she begins to heal, Erica knows that the memory of Elijah and the lesson she has learned from him will stay with her forever. Obsessively Yours is a heart-pounding, psychologically intense tale of love, obsession, and the consequences of giving yourself over to someone who can never truly love you. It is a story of manipulation, control, and the dark side of relationships that many are too afraid to confront. With unforgettable characters, a gripping plot, and a deep exploration of human emotions, this novel will keep you on the edge of your seat until the very last page. In the end, Obsessively Yours is a powerful reminder that love can be both beautiful and dangerous, and that the line between the two is often perilously thin.